Good morning, everyone. How are you? Or good afternoon, whatever time you're doing this meditation with me. Welcome to You, Me, and the Trees. And I am lucky enough that I am sitting out in the backyard under the canopy of my plum tree that is just coming into bloom. So it's nice out here. You'll be hearing the birds singing with me as well. This month, we are going to be talking about strength. And a little bit more it's focused on emotional strength, that internal fortitude that we have. But we can also look at it as the physical strength we have. If it's something you want to work on, then this would be a great time to figure out new ways to, motivate yourself to get to those goals and dreams. Okay, so what I want to do first is what we always do first is letting go of the outside world meditation. So close your eyes. If you haven't done this before, then know that you don't actually have to close your eyes. If it is more comfortable for you just to look down, the idea with it is to alleviate some of the external senses that we have with our vision. So that's the only reason with that, but really just be comfortable. Okay? Breathe deep into your low back and belly, release the tension in your shoulders, and bring yourself right here, right now, to this moment. Take another deep breath. Just kind of, reassess. Reassess is a good way to look at it, of where you are, what you're doing. Know that you're here in this moment. And we're going to carry on talking about strength. So we're going to be doing that throughout. There's going to be some questions that I'm going to have you ask yourself throughout this next meditation we're going to do. Things like, what is my strongest emotion? And, really it doesn't matter if it is the sounding of something that is negative, because as we've talked about before, we can shift that as well. And sometimes powerful emotions that seem negative can actually, used properly, be of benefit to us as well. So don't worry, if anger or fear or something like that is the one that comes up, because there is an opposite side to all of those, and you can use these meditations to work with that as well. So what is my strongest emotion? What is the strongest aspect about myself that I like? It's a really big, important one to be asking as well. So, find out what is it that you like about yourself. That's another question, and I'll get all of these kind of written up for you and stuff like that as well, so that you can go back and ask yourself these again. All right. Now, ask yourself, what is the strongest aspect of yourself you don't like? And again, none of these are meant to bring up huge traumatic stress, and if it is something that is stressful for you, just kind of back away from it. Look at it when you're comfortable, when you're ready. Look at it with different eyes, possibly. Um, there's no need to go and reopen that trauma and that wound that has there, but it is important so that those deep, dark, boiling around unhappinesses within us, that they are allowed to flow freely and not remain stuck. When you work with them, they will shift and you can turn them into something that becomes a strength for you. Hence these exercises with this and this meditation. So be kind to yourself, be nice, be gentle, but go there. If it's something painful and ugly, then look at it, uh, without an emotional attachment, which I know it's difficult when it's you, but you'll know how to kind of back away with it. Take a breath, release the tension in your shoulders. Those are all things, or your low back, wherever physical pains are held. That is what can be turned into the strength for you, as well as with these unhappy emotions. Okay, so you know yourself better. Be easy yet gentle, and ask yourself these questions. So this is a good meditation, as well as maybe to have a pen and paper. I don't always recommend that because a lot of times it takes away from where you are. But if you just quickly kind of write something out if you need to, then that can be very helpful for you. Okay? So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes again, and let's work on, I'll read these 3 questions through again and choose one, or whatever works best for you. If you need more help, reach out to me, okay? But what is my strongest emotion? What is my strongest aspect of myself that I like? And finally, what is my strongest aspect of myself that I don't like? Okay, so with that, close your eyes, settle into yourself, and answer these questions. Ask yourself, answer, and let the answers flow to you in that state of connectedness with yourself, of calm, of trust. Definitely trusting in who and what you are. That will help. Asking yourself, what is my strongest emotion? What is my strongest aspect of myself that I like? And what is the strongest aspect of myself I don't like? Go ahead. Taking a breath, opening your eyes, coming back. And hopefully you got some maybe just a little roadmap along the way to where you need to go with this for yourself. But whatever comes about, even if nothing comes about right now, just know that it will come. Okay, that's where those little trusts come in. But what we're looking for is finding the strength within yourself. Now, let's say that you are wanting to do physical strength. Then you know what I really suggest for that is looking at your calendar and seeing when you can get something like that in there. That's the best way for that. Maybe there's something else holding you back. Maybe it's an injury, so maybe you need to start a different type of exercise at first. Maybe instead of running 20 miles, it's walking for 5. I don't know, something like that. But you have to know your limitations, and you have to know how far you can push yourself as well in a very safe, effective manner. Because I know with physical pains, what so often happens is that then it's emotional pains that come about. And that is then when the physical strength declines even more, as that emotional strength will decline. So it's a balance. It's a balance, and I know that everyone's different. I try and keep these meditations as neutral as possible. I want them to be very powerful for everyone, but everyone is so different, and I will always treat you differently. Similarities, of course, happen. I get it. But I want you to grow and thrive in who and what you are in your unique individuality as well. So again, that's how I piece these meditations together in that type of way. Okay? So, strength, physical strength, if you need to work a little bit less to get that back, then do that. If it's more of that emotional strength that you need to work on, there are very subtle different ways that one comes about, and I suggest identifying it first. That's why I had in the beginning of this meditation that aspect. But once you identify it, then you can figure out, so let's say it's a weakness that you're feeling in standing up in your workplace of the person that's kind of the bully there, another employee that you're with. And I don't always suggest going straight up and confronting that person, because often that's not, they're just going to react in that same way. But what I do suggest is finding a comfortable voice within yourself first of how you want to take care of that, and then maybe practice with someone else of saying things that you want to say. So it's not just going right up and doing this massive confrontation that isn't comfortable for you anyway. So normally when that happens is it's not going to be the outcome is not as desirable as you had intended. So I suggest it's baby steps, taking small little steps with these things, and seeing what is right for you. But the moment that you make that shift of, okay, I am not going to be a part of this victim, being a victim to this anymore, or whatever, but then your whole mind and body will start to shift as well once you allow that in. And that is, it is time that it takes to get there, but that's where that true strength will absolutely come from, instead of having it, let's just say that someone bullies you and they're mean to you, and then you want to be mean and bully them right back. Well, that's just two bullies yelling at each other. So really, for you, shift it. How would you want to deal with it, and go about it that way. It's not easy, and it can take time. I mean, you can I'm still waiting for the one person to say, after all these years of me running meditations and being in business, of having the one person say, I did it in one night. Here I am. I'm waiting for those miracles. So let that be you, please, please, please. But strength, there's so many aspects with it. All that I know with it is to increase your strength. You have to know what is something that you want to focus more on. So a good trait, right? Or a good emotion or something along those lines. Find the good. Lovingly touch the bad without it continuing to just cause pain. And again, breathe. Take a breath the moment something comes up that's uncomfortable and release that. And it will become more gentle. And that is strength. To shift from not being affected by that anymore, by a past trauma, then that is strength. And then that turns into something that can be that you act upon even more, as in, what is your strongest emotion? What is a positive aspect about yourself? Well, you now know that with a breath, you can ask yourself this question, identify what's going on with yourself right now and shift it. That's it. And the moment that you don't give in to that abusive thought process, abusive pattern, that's your strength. Subtle, yet massive. Okay? So, I want to go into one more final meditation and pull in the affirmation. And I just have one for you today. Okay? So I'm going to have you go in and we're going to compound all of this in that positive way for you. Okay? And close your eyes. Settle in again. Becoming comfortable wherever you are. Taking a deep breath in all the way into your belly and into your low back. Feeling that area expand. Feeling it expand and contract. You appreciate your individual emotional strengths. You appreciate your individual emotional strengths. And now saying to yourself, I appreciate my individual emotional strengths. Saying to yourself, I appreciate my individual emotional strengths. Taking another deep breath. A deep, peaceful, relaxing breath as you now know so much more about your physical and external strengths. Okay? So, as always, thank you for being here with me. I love doing this. I love it. And what I'm really, really loving right now is my tree. I'm going to take a couple pictures and get those posted for you too, okay? So have a wonderful day. Thank you for being with me and my trees today. And thank you for being the wonderful, amazing person you are. So, much love. See you later. Bye.